Hello, I'm Legislator Jewel Williams-Johnson on the Board of Legislators representing District 8, White Plains, Greenberg, Elmsford, and Tarrytown. And we're gathered here today. I'm so happy that I'm joined by so many of my colleagues and those strong voices and advocates and workers in the field in honor, solemn honor, of Domestic Violence Month, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We say to every survivor in Westchester, we see you, we believe in you, and we are here to help. These can be anxious, stressful times. Financial strain, isolation, and everyday pressures can be triggering and intensifying abuse. But please know, silence, it is not safety. There are doors open to you right now. We at the Board of Legislators are deeply grateful for the leaders and teams who keep those doors open. Robbie Schlaff of the Office for Women, Denise Durham-Williams of My Sister's Place, Cindy Canisher of the Pace Women's Justice Center, and last but definitely not least, Carla Horton of Hope's Door. Day and night, they provide confidential, trauma-informed services, hotlines, safety planning, counseling, legal advocacy, orders of protection, shelter, multilingual support, meeting survivors where they are with dignity and care. Their availability is not theoretical. It is immediate and practical. If you call, someone will answer. If you reach out, someone will respond. Although we're at the end of this month, our awareness is ongoing, and these resources are always, always available. The Westchester County Board of Legislators did not want this month to pass without lifting our voices in recognition and amplifying where help can be found, today, tomorrow, and every day. My colleagues will speak about other events they championed and participated in throughout this month, alongside with our partners, because this work is year-round. But first, you'll hear from those that are in the trenches, starting off with our dynamic director of our Office for Women, Robbie Schlaff.
Thank you, Jewel, and thank you, legislators, for inviting me to speak today. Thank you for your support, always, for families suffering from domestic violence within their homes. And October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but unfortunately, domestic violence occurs every day of the year. This year's theme for Domestic Violence Awareness Month is With Survivors Always. It's a call for all of us to partner with survivors towards safety, support, and solidarity. I'm pleased to stand here with our partners in county government, the Board of Legislators, and with our essential partner agencies outside of government. The Westchester County Office for Women is the central resource for information concerning women and families, domestic violence, sexual assault, harassment, referrals for legal services, which Cindy and our other partners will talk about, employment, women's health, child care, and more. If you are concerned about your own safety or the safety of a friend or a loved one, get in touch with our office or any of the offices here. We can be reached at 914-995-5972, but in an emergency, always call 911. You can also look at our website, women.westchestergov.com, for information on how to get help. And we have offices located at all three family courts, White Plains, Yonkers, and New Rochelle, where we partner with some of the agencies here, Pace Women's Justice Center, to do immediate legal referrals and other ancillary services. Our advocates meet with clients to talk to them about how they want to proceed with the individual situations, whether it's to obtain court relief, counseling for themselves or their children, help with housing or public assistance, other needs that they may have during these crises and in these difficult times. The Office for Women leads the county's high-risk team, which is a collaboration between law enforcement, domestic violence service providers, civil legal services, and county departments to provide safety for families and to increase offender accountability in the most dangerous cases. It's a high-risk team. Everyone who is here today, my partners, speaking on behalf of their organization, is a member of the high-risk team. We work together all the time, breaking down silos and obstacles to strategize with each other how best to serve families in need. Our combined expertise, knowledge, and this collaboration is unique, and this is the way it should be done everywhere. Our survivors tell us they are thankful that they live in Westchester County, where they can get this kind of multidisciplinary help, that this team envelops them in care and helps them to heal, that we give them hope. It is all of our goal to keep families in the community safe by building on these strong and collaborative relationships that we've developed in Westchester. And in alignment with this year's theme, we stand with survivors always and will continue with our commitment to them every day of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Hello, I'm Cindy Canisher, the Executive Director of the PACE Women's Justice Center, and I am honored to be standing here today with partners in domestic violence and our government supporters from the Board of Legislators. During Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we have spent the month standing with survivors, raising our voices, and talking about resources to make sure that those who are living with abuse know that they are not alone, and that here in Westchester County, there are resources and places where they can go for help. One of the places that Robbie referred to is the PACE Women's Justice Center Family Court Legal Program, where we are in all of the 3 family courthouses in White Plains, Yonkers, and New Rochelle, for anybody who needs immediate help without an appointment, all free, to come in and speak to a lawyer, understand what their legal options are, and understand and get help navigating the legal system. We are so lucky here in Westchester. This program has been in existence for over 20 years and is supported by Westchester County and the Board of Legislators in particular. So being here as part of Domestic Violence Month, it's important for me to say thank you to our supporters, to the Board of Legislators, for making sure that the critical services that the PACE Women's Justice Center and all of the organizations here provide continue to exist for the people who need it most.
Good afternoon. I'm Carla Horton, Executive Director of Hope Store, and a proud partner with everyone up here behind the podium in our work to help domestic violence victims achieve safety, independence, and healing from the trauma of abuse. You can imagine that it takes tremendous courage for an abused person to leave their home, walk away, and perhaps bring their children into our shelter. Often, they leave behind not only their home, but also their family, friends, job, faith community, and other sources of love, comfort, and support. Imagine just for a moment your life without these or similar comforts. It's truly almost unimaginable, perhaps equally as painful as the abuse and violence left behind. That's where we, all of the we's up here, that's where we come in. For Hope Store, we've been doing this work since 1980, providing a safe haven. Over the years, our programs have expanded, but we know one thing. It's not just one service that a survivor needs. Their needs are multidimensional, multifaceted, take a lot of effort and a lot of time. Some of the most important work we do is danger assessment, trying to help a survivor understand the very real dangers that they might face based on evidence-based risk factors, strangulation, truly, if you've been strangled, think of that as attempted murder and call one of our organizations. If the person you're living with has access to a gun, that's another very high risk for homicide factor. So we help survivors look at those individual factors, and there are 19 of them. 19 of them. We know them all, and we know how dangerous this is. Do not stay at home for another second before finding out just where you fall on the risk factor scale. There's a lot of work that we do with victims, but we also do a lot of work trying to change the very systems that are here to protect people, working through county departments with DSS and with the family court and with the DA's office. All of this coming together, the Office for Women, all of it is here and it's available to you. So if you're living with abuse and being isolated from your friends and family, that's a big red flag right there. It's not all physical. Emotional abuse could be every bit as damaging. So if you're living with abuse, isolated, afraid to be there, afraid to leave, left, and it got worse after you went back, we are here for you. The Hope Store hotline number is 888-438-8700. Please call for free and confidential help. We're supported by the county and many other donors and government agencies, and we ask that the work that we're able to do now continues over the hard days that we see ahead of us, financially speaking. But remember, with supporting the work of Hope Store and partners like those up here, you can make testimonies like this from Elizabeth. She said, after being helped by Hope Store has given me the courage and hope I never had before, and has allowed me to become the woman I was meant to be, strong, courageous, and most of all, free. Thank you. Denise?
Thank you, Carla. Hi, I'm Denise Durham-Williams, the CEO of My Sister's Place. I just want to say thank you to Legislator Jewel Johnson-Williams and the other legislators around us for inviting us to put a highlight, a framework around domestic violence. I also want to say thank you to my esteemed colleagues and partners. It does take a community to make a difference, to offer those in need, that particular family, that woman or man who is struggling with a victim of being domestic violence. And we work together. I think Robbie put it succinctly that we work as a collaborative group. And that's important because no one can do this alone. Everyone needs to work together, and we need to collaborate and share and think out of the box. So I'm really proud to be part of this partnership. My Sister's Place is, as everyone has said, a provider, a service provider on domestic violence. And we are a prevention agency committed to safety, justice, and healing for our survivors and their families. We're about to look forward in 2026 and celebrate. And it's not even a celebration. It's actually quite sad when I think about it. 50 years of this work. It's been 5 decades when a small group of determined women gathered around, and where do women gather? A kitchen table to solve issues. And they began to take hotline calls. And that's what emerged to us all having hotline. Hotline is important to those who are in need. They need to talk to someone. They need comfort. They need to hear a voice who understands them, that's trauma-informed, to help them seek that bravery to take the next steps. So we began our origins there. It is compassion and courage, and we tend to forget about all of those who work in our organizations. These are incredibly committed and compassionate individuals who are trying to make a difference every single day. We were the first to open up a domestic violence shelter, and we are proud now that we have 3 offices, one in Mount Vernon, one in Yonkers, and White Plains, to service the Westchester County. At the same time, just the magnitude of the work we do, no one gave stats, but I'm going to give a few. Just alone in 1 year, My Sister's Place reached 10,000 people through our programs and services. Think about all those people in need in Westchester County where you say, not in our county, that doesn't happen. There are 10,000 people who outreach to us. 35 of those individuals and families. And then through our educational program to help people understand healthy relationships, we were able to educate 900 children. But what is important is these calls, these hotlines, crisis hotlines. 6,000 calls came in last year. We also, through our Karen Cheeks Lomax Center for Legal Services, provide legal advocacy for 400 survivors throughout the year and help them rebuild their lives with strength and dignity. As Domestic Violence Awareness Month comes to a close, I pause to reflect on the thousands of survivors who seek empowerment from all of us in this room. And again, the collaboration, the partnership is so critically important. I will end by just saying we are proud to serve also on the Westchester High-Risk Domestic Violence Task Force. It is a leading example of what works when we collaborate, and that is being actually pushed throughout the state of New York through an initiative called Strive. And I'm also proud that I haven't talked about this, but I do need to also say that My Sister's Place is also part of co-leading the Westchester Anti-Trafficking Task Force. Let's not forget of those who are affected by anti-trafficking. So I just want to close by also giving our hotline. It is 1-800-298-7233-SAFE. Our website is www.mspny.org. And again, if you're in need, reach out. We are here for you. We want to help you. We want to put you on the road of hope, sustainability, with dignity and grace. Thank you.
Hi, I'm David DeMamora. I serve as the Majority Leader of the Westchester County Legislature, and it is a real honor and a pleasure to join everyone who and a man. The one man. Yeah, yes, it is a real honor and a pleasure to be here. You know, I often joke that we politicians, we don't actually do anything. We just provide resources to the people who do, and I think that is no more true. That is the most true while we are surrounded by the people who are here, right? And it is a real honor and a privilege to work with people who are changing lives, who are saving lives, literally. So on behalf of Westchester County, I want to thank you for everything you do and everything you will do for men and for women. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Nancy Barr. I'm the legislator who represents District 6, which is Portchester, Rybrook, and most of Harrison. When I joined the board 8 years ago, I have to admit, I knew very, very little about domestic violence. And the more I learn, the more I am stunned that I came in here with absolutely no knowledge whatsoever. And one of the people who called me first was Cindy Canisher, and she invited me to come and speak to her, and she told me all about Pace Women's Justice Center, and it was before they were in their new beautiful digs, and I really, that was when I started to learn so much, and I just keep learning and learning and learning, and it's absolutely mind-boggling that in 2025, this is still such a difficult problem, and I understand why it is so hard for people to leave their homes and to either leave their children or bring their children. I can't imagine what it must be like to go through that. So I'm very, very, very happy that we do have the partners that we do here, and we really rely on them to tell us what is needed, and we do the best we can to make resources available, and sometimes we do something. So just for example, when Robbie from the Office of Women was telling us about the, what is it, the lethality test, the questions that the police officers should ask when they go on a domestic violence call. And I said, well, I forget how many police departments they had trained, but apparently at least one of my police departments had not been trained. And I said, oh, why is that? Well, they never got back to us. We tried. And that afternoon, I called one of the trustees and I said, what's going on? Why isn't our police department doing this? And within a very short time, they called the Office of Women, and they were there and they got the training, and I'm so grateful for that. But, that's what we need. We need to know what's going on, what you need from us, and we will be there for you. And I'm still learning, but I feel that this is one of the most important things that we do at the county. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Erica Pierce, County Legislator for the 2nd District, which includes Mount Kisco, Bedford, Lewisboro, Pound Ridge, North Salem, and Somers. And I can tell you from my own district, and as well as from the data, that this is a problem that knows no zip code, knows no demographic, knows no racial profile. This is a human problem. And we in my district have seen it in large-scale mansions. And in my family, my aunt in a small house in Queens whose husband was a police officer. And so it's a variety. There's no way this necessarily looks. It can happen to anybody. But the problem is it is a problem which leads people to hide. It leads people to feel unsafe and makes them silent. I think one of the signs, in fact, mentions the danger of silence. And these partners, these organizations, our public safety as well, are critical pieces for allowing people to safely break out of that silence, because without having that ability to do that, unfortunately, the high-risk team, has stories which we've all heard of what happens when people stay, when people feel that it's too dangerous to leave. Often that is the most critical moment for them to go. So I am very grateful for these incredible partners. This is a really important effort for the county. We have to stay with it. That is our job in government, to support those who are most at risk and who are least able to help themselves. And people who are victims of domestic violence are absolutely in that bucket. So thank you very much. Thank you again to these amazing partners. And I tip this off to my colleague to close us out.
Now, what do I say when everything's been said? Well, hello, everyone. My name is Shanae Williams. I represent District 16, which is the city of Yonkers. And I'm so happy to be here with all of these wonderful people standing behind me for this very special and important matter of raising awareness around domestic violence, intimate partner violence, violence in the home, in the community. We as legislators know how important it is to support our community-based organizations who are doing the work on the ground, and that is why we're all here together. But we also know that we have a platform, and we're here to use it to let you, the public, know about the resources that are available to you. Whether you are a victim going through it, there is help. You are not alone. Whether you are a survivor that still doesn't know how to make things better in your own personal life, there is help. You are not alone. I think it's really important to also express that here in Westchester County, I mean, it's a little bit repetitive because it's been said before, but here in Westchester County, we know that domestic violence doesn't touch just one community, one zip code, one religious group, or one person. It affects everyone, regardless of your race, regardless of your gender or sex, regardless of what you practice, regardless of your age. I've learned from Cindy at the Pace Women's Justice Center that we've seen a rise in senior citizens being attacked in their own homes. We can help you. Reach out to us. Reach out to every single organization here. And if one organization cannot provide the exact service that you need, you better believe that we're going to pass it to the next one, because we're going to fill all those gaps and make sure that you get all the help that you deserve and that you need so that you can lead a healthier life. So while we're here in the month of October, at the very tail end of October, just know that this work is all year round. It doesn't end here. It doesn't stop here. I am proud of the work that myself and my colleagues have been doing, along with our community partners. And I think, the day that we can say we have 0 cases of intimate partner violence or domestic violence in Westchester County is the day that we're all going to celebrate and quit our jobs because we won't have any work to do, right? But I look forward to that day. I think it's possible. I'm hopeful that we can make a change, and it starts with just raising this, raising the alarm, sounding the alarm. And I also want to share that I'm really proud of the work that I've done this month. A couple weeks ago, we hosted the 2nd annual Break the Silence on Domestic Violence 5K walk and run at Tibbetts Brook Park in our county park, and it was fabulous. We worked with none other than Hope Store this year, and we raised $3,000 from the community, from every runner that participated. Next year, we want to raise triple, quadruple, all the duples. We want to raise so much more because we know that the work has to continue. We have to do everything we can to eliminate violence from our homes and from our communities. So thank you to my colleagues for, organizing this, especially to Jewel Williams Johnson, Legislator Johnson, and thank you to everyone here today, and thank you, Westchester, for doing your part that I know you're going to do in sharing this clip, sharing this message, and making sure that we help the next person. Thank you.
Well said, Legislator Williams. I'll just close by adding the entire board, on behalf of Chairman Vedat Gashi, who couldn't be with us today, our gratitude to all of you is profound. Your steadfast work saves lives and safeguards women's safety. And we should say that we know domestic violence can be, as was said earlier, intimate partner, whether you're a woman or a man or other. We know it affects everybody. It can affect everyone. So we're glad and proud of the work that you do across our towns and cities and villages. We honor victims' experiences. We honor your compassion in your service and your unshakable commitment to hope. To everyone out there, if you are in immediate danger, call 911. For confidential support at any hour, call any of the organizations represented here today: Office for Women, My Sister's Place, Pace Women's Justice Center, or Hope Store. They are ready to help you make a plan, find safe housing, pursue legal protection, and begin healing. Please know you're not alone. Your life and your future matter. Please reach for the help that is ready and waiting for you tonight and always. Again, I'm Legislator Jewel Williams Johnson with profound gratefulness. Thank you.